Hi Gemma.
Hi Debs.
Right, I'm going to ask you a few questions, if you don't mind, about how you got started in the business. So that is question number one.
Well, I started, we've always been a crafty family, growing up with all kinds of things because our mum being a dressmaker and my wonderful sister being a textile artist. So I've had good inspiration and training growing up. But in the year 2000, when my mum and dad got a shop and they were able to do other things other than making the dolls, a lady came into the shop and asked for a specific teddy bear to be made. I put my hand up and I said to my mum, yeah, I would like to do that. I'd like to be the one. And that was it. That's what kickstarted it. From the year 2000, I became a teddy maker.
Because you've done all sorts of teddy bears. Haven't you done some for TV?
Yes, I've done some for Coronation Street, which included a 3-foot panda. I even put a growler in the muzzle of that panda, and I believe it disappeared off set somewhere. Who knows where?
And what about your memory bears? Tell us a little bit about them. How did they come about?
Well, quite a few people have been doing memory bears, but with myself personally, because I make teddy bears and I make the patterns myself, which makes them more unique in some ways, plus the fact a long time ago I decided when I make a teddy bear, I sew it all by hand. I don't use the machine, I sew it by hand, which gives an extra special niche to making that memory teddy bear special.
Definitely, yeah.
And gives it that special look.
It makes it unique, doesn't
Yes.
it? There's a big difference between hand stitched and machine stitched.
Yeah. And that's what I wanted. So when someone asked me to make a memory bear, I thought, oh, this is fun. And that's where it all really started. Someone asked me to make a memory bear, and I've done quite a few different ones.
Yeah.
From memory bears to memory cushions to bunny rabbits, teddy bears. I've recently asked to be done a whale. All kinds of creatures. I'll give it a whirl.
Do you knit?
Yes, I can knit. I can crochet a little bit, but I don't know how to follow a pattern. But knitting, yes, I like knitting.
Yeah, I mean you've got such a wide variety of things that you make. What would you say your top inspirations have been? Have you travelled a lot? Do you take ideas from different countries?
Yeah, because I've learnt again off my lovely big sister. She's been a great inspiration to me because of all the wonderful things that she's done, and she's trained me an awful lot on learning on how to put those inspirations, find those inspirations, even the memory boards and things. And not only that, but when you go to different places, you see different techniques, different things like I can't remember.
Well, you've been to Thailand and
Yeah.
places like that, haven't
Yeah.
you? Which are rich in culture and
Yeah.
colour and textures.
Yeah, and it's interesting because I've bought fabric from Thailand and brought it back and found a way of making something. So I do a luck dragon out of the fabric from Thailand, so it keeps the oriental status there, but using the fabric from the place where the luck dragon came from. So.
And have you done any? Haven't you done teddy bears on magazines?
Oh yeah, a while ago, when I was early on in making the bears, I was asked to enter a competition by a company called Compton and Woodhouse. Now I made this beautiful little teddy bear, and she had a beautiful knitted dress. It was a vintage knitted dress that I put on. Now they said they were going to let me be the winner, but the biggest dilemma they had is replicating the dress. So sadly I wasn't the winner, but I became a runner-up for that competition. And we managed to make a knitted version of that dress. And I managed to sell about 14 of them. The dilemma was I had to make every single one of them, which made me realise I like making limited edition teddy bears or one of a kinds. I don't like making more than one of the same thing. Or if I do, there will be something slightly different to them, because I think everyone deserves something exclusive.
I think that's what makes your designs so unique. They have got such a hand crafted feel about them, and no two bears are the same. And if you did put them into production, I think they'd lose such a lot of the character. Like the teddies, they've all got their own expressions.
Yes, and I can relate to that with the fact that there was one time with a company called Bradford Exchange. They're brilliant, and I did a bear for them. Well, I called it Artie after my Uncle Arthur because he was a biker. They wanted a biker bear, but they renamed it to Archie, and they replicated it. And the original was so beautiful. The replication is nice,
but it lost something.
But it lost its essence.
Yes, yeah.
Of its uniqueness and its character.
Yeah.
And I always try to put a bit of, I don't know how I do it, but my bears always come out with some sort of personality or a character
absolutely do.
that I put in them. Like
Yes.
this little guy sat next to me.
Yeah. He's gorgeous. He's tiny. Is he the smallest bear?
Yes. I go from this size to, like I said, the 3-foot panda. I've not done anything bigger yet, but I'm up for the challenge.
Yeah. And you've got a unit at Dagfields, haven't you?
Yes, that's right.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. Well, when COVID hit, I was doing fairs with my sister, but sadly when COVID hit, craft fairs, events stopped for a while, which snookered us a little bit. And I was like thinking, where can I go? What can we do? And then a lady came along and says, I'm getting a unit at Dagfields. It's a bargain. Why didn't you get one? I was like, that sounds interesting. So I went and I had a look, and they offered me a nice unit in Emporium 6. And originally I went because I wanted to be exclusive to my bears. Sadly, there is a competitor there, which brings in greater amount of money for them. So of course they were going to think, you know what, we don't know. But then I showed them me other things like me upcycled bags, me tie-dye t-shirts, my knitted scarves, other items that I've created, homemade cards, and everything's so exclusive.
I mean, you do. It's
a big
so varied.
Big variety.
What you do. Yeah.
And they were like, you know what, we'd love you there. And
because you also have a big interest in pirates and steampunk and different genres, which all relate, but it's all reflected in your work. Your tie-dye is amazing.
Thank you.
It really is. And where can you see it going? What would you like to develop, do you think?
Well, I would love, because at the moment I would still class it as hobby status. Because yes, I've still got to go out and work with my secular job, which is great, because I work as a carer with a company called Good Oaks, which are brilliant. But my ideal and my dream would be to turn Airship Constella not just into a hobby, but into a label and recognised by so many other people. And not just that, but building on another hobby, Precious Bees, which I work in line with my sister, Deborah Steggel, and my cousin, Julia. And we'd love to be able to just bring our bespoke, our uniqueness, not to just the odd person, but to be able to share it with the world if we could.
Yes.
That would just be absolutely amazing. Or as we often hear in the craft world, it'll be phenomenal.
Yes.
It would just be amazing.
I mean, you're very fortunate that you have got so many strings to your bow, so to speak. And you can see just when you do visit your unit at Dagfields, the variation in what you're producing. It's incredible the amount that you produce whilst still holding down a full-time job.
And it's not easy, and even with things, you know, I mentioned about how I like the uniqueness of my bears and everything's bespoke, but the same with the card making.
Yes.
Not one's the same. Not one card's the same. Not one pad's the same. Not one scarf's the same. Everything, even the tie-dye t-shirts, they're not the same. Even if they might have one part of the design the same, the actual tie-dye is different on each one of them.
And don't you use transfers as well?
Yes, I use transfers. So this is where, like, you might have the same transfer on it, but the actual tie-dye or the effect of that t-shirt could be different. So again,
they're all unique.
Unique, limited edition, one-of-a-kind items. So, and what I love doing as well is getting items from places like charity shops. So I'm supporting charities to get some items.
And also recycling.
And recycling and
reusing,
upcycling.
yeah.
So I'm helping nature because it's not going to landfill. We're helping nature. We're making items that are...
Well, you're repurposing things, aren't you?
things and making them so different.
Yeah.
That it would be so nice to see other people, and it'd be nice walking around town and thinking, oh, they're wearing my top.
Yeah. Does that happen sometimes?
Yeah, I've seen someone with the odd item on. I'm like, oh, I recognise that.
That's brilliant, Gemma. Where would you like to see yourself in 5 years?
In 5 years' time, I would like to see that Airship Constella, along with Precious Bees, thriving, blooming, and maybe even I would love, one of my dreams would be to do something along the lines of going to either London Fashion Week or Paris Fashion Week with my big sister and Julia and selling our stock,
yes,
our beautiful tie-dye, our upcycled, repurposed items, and I can incorporate my teddy bears in there with them as well.
Yes.
And just knowing that, you know what?
I've done it.
We've done it. We've
Yeah.
made it.
Yeah.
We've got this.
Definitely. Well, I think that's absolutely fantastic. And I can see it all in front of me. I can see it all blossoming because it's certainly developed in just the length of time since you started your teddies back in, when was it? 2000?
Year 2000.
Yeah.
It's been a long road, but we can see the light at the end of the tunnel.
That is fantastic. Well, I look forward to the next interview where you're going to show us some of your bears and things you've made.
I'm looking forward to it too, and I'll give you a tour of my lovely shop at Dagfields.
At Dagfields, that would be brilliant. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Jem.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Big Sis, for my interview.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.